I offer my humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Master and Lord Bhagawan Sathya Sai Baba, who is here now, is residing in the heart of each one of you. So I offer my love to the Sai in your hearts. I'm very, very, very happy to have been brought here by Swami to be with you and share about the experiences he granted me, the message he gave us, and also some practical and concrete ways that he has shown us how can we advance in our spiritual path and at the same time be each day more happy. This is not an ordinary conference. This is a gathering of hearts. You are here because Swami has invited each one of you to be here. Actually, many of you might have traveled some miles or kilometers to be here, or many miles or kilometers. I have traveled almost 30 hours on the plane to be here. But the reality is that all of us have traveled thousands of lives to be here. We are not aware of that, of the incredible fortune we have. It is said that there are 8.4 million species in this planet. And as you have heard before, being a human is the most difficult to attain. It is also said that there are more than 8.2 billion people in this planet. This is a wrong figure, because each second a person is born and a person dies. So let's say that in the last 5,000 years, how many people have come into this planet? How many souls have incarnated? Out of those trillions and trillions and trillions of souls, just a few have been called by Swami. It is very rare to be born as a human being. You heard that many times. It is even rarer to be born at the time when an avatar comes. As I said before, if trillions of souls incarnate in this planet, just a few drops incarnate when an avatar comes to this planet. Just a few drops. It's like in a whole desert, a few grains of sands are those that incarnate when an avatar comes to this planet. It's even rarer, excuse my English. I can speak better in Spanish, but you will not understand me. Anyway, it is even more difficult not only to be born when an avatar comes to this planet, but to know about him. You know, in this zone 4, you have, I don't know, 220 million people. How many know about Swami? Out of the 8.2 billion people that are in this planet, how many know about him? But it's even more rare, and it's an incredible more fortune, not only to know about him, to have been born as a human being, to have incarnated at the time of the incarnation of an avatar, to know about him, to have been called by him to be his devotees, his disciples. We don't know if we can call ourselves devotees. This is up to Swami to decide. But for sure we're his disciples. And that means that he has chosen each one of us many lives ago and he has said, yes, I will be your guru. I will guide you. I will teach you. I will protect you, and I will love you till you wake up and realize who you are. This is the divine promise that our Guru gave to us many lives ago. And in this life, we are with him. He's our Guru, where we are his disciples. And what shall we do? What should we do in this life? It's very, very simple. It's so simple that it's amazing. We only need to put into practice his commands. He's our Guru. He tells us how to live. So we just need to follow those steps, to practice those instructions. That's it. The problem is that with our monkey minds, we are reluctant. Can you hear me well? Because I have an echo. We are reluctant. our minds, our mad monkey minds, are reluctant. I told you about, I want to share with you today, you have a notepad that has been given to you, right? I will share with you 15 practical ways to realize quicker who we are. And I also want to share with you why are we here today. And I want also to share with you 18 experiences that I have with Swami. I need a miracle. Out of the 30 minutes I was granted, I need to extend this into another time dimension. The first time I met Swami, I was in another spiritual organization. I will tell you by the beginning. The first time I met him, he was in Madras, and I went there. And one day, every day, I was able to give him a letter every day. Or he gave me vibhuti, or he signed a book, or a photograph. I thought it was normal. I was not aware that it was really strange. And one day he was seated in Abbotsbury, where there was a cultural program, and he was seated on a chair, waiting for the program to start. And I was seated not far from him. Let's say he was seated in the middle of the stage, and I was seated here. So they were preparing the program, so I decided to introduce myself to him. That was my first trip. I was with jeans, long hair. So I had my business card, my visiting card. So I stood up, I went to him to introduce myself. No one stopped me, so I went to him, I said, Swami. He took my card, looked at me, and he said like this, you are very lucky. And yes, we are so lucky. The problem is we don't realize how lucky we are. If we were able to realize it, we would be with a smile in our faces all the time. When we don't have a smile, it's because we don't know who Swami is, and we don't know how lucky we are. That's the problem. That's why it's so important to realize who is Swami. Before we realize who are we, let's think first who is him. On that trip, I was at that time vice president of a Raja Yoga organization. But I had so many experiences on that trip with Swami. I was so overwhelmed by his love that one night I was in my room and I wrote in a piece of paper my resignation to the position I had in the other organization, because I said that I had found the avatar, the Purna avatar, and I wanted to surrender completely to him and do whatever he wanted. And I couldn't be the vice president of another organization. Thank you. So I wrote that in a piece of paper. Next morning, Swami came for darshan, and usually he went first for the ladies and then to the gents, but instead that day he came straight to me from the veranda, straight to me, looked at me, and he said, yes. The previous night, I said yes to him. The next morning, he said, yes, I will see you. This afternoon, I will see you. My first interview with God. So after darshan, I wanted to go to the door, the entrance door of the interview room, to wait there. But the Seva didn't allow me. He said, no, you have to come back in the afternoon. And if Swami wants, he will call you. I thought that Seva didn't like my face. He was spoiling my first interview with God. And I started to think, even if Swami might not remember. Second, even if he remembers, he might not find me. And I had these kind of thoughts all the time. Afternoon came, I was sitting in a third or fourth line, at that time was in behind. Swami came out from his door, from his room, and from the veranda, he didn't look for me. He just raised his head and looked straight to me, and he said, you. At that time, there was no music, complete silence. So I was shocked, and I stood up and ran to him and said, yes. And he said the most beautiful word. He said, go. Interview. Well, he gave darshan. I was waiting there. He called some other people. And we went inside, and he spoke with everybody. And suddenly he looked at me, and he told me all what I have thought since the morning. that he was not going to remember, he was not going to find me. Every thought I had, he repeated to me. And then he approached even closer to my face and he whispered, Swami will never disappoint his devotees. And dear brothers and sisters, this promise that Swami gave me is for all of us. We just need to remember that Swami will never disappoint us. If we remember that, we will live a very happy life. Why? Because it doesn't matter what happens to us. It may be good things or bad things. But remember, God is our guru. Whatever happens is for our good. If it is good, we are reaping some good karma. If it is bad, we are burning some bad karma. But Swami will protect us. He will let us go through the karma, but at the same time protecting us. I can share you an experience. I can share with you so many. Next trip, I will share 3 experiences where he protected me from very, very difficult bad karma. But the divine hand was there and I'm still standing here with you. If not, I would be dead. Brothers and sisters, this conference is much more than all what you will hear and what you have heard here. Much more of all the discourses. Swami said that everything in this life is the interaction of positive and negative energies. By preparing this conference, by organizing these conferences, by participating in this conference, we have put the negative energy. Now Swami will bestow on us the divine grace, which is the positive energy. And on Sunday, when you leave this conference, you will feel that this divine energy has filled your minds and hearts, and you will feel how it has changed your life. We came here to receive more information about the divine teachings, to know them better. We came here to receive more motivation and inspiration to put them into practice, to accelerate the process of our transformation. We have been brought here to share our experiences and let the love for Swami increase and increase and increase. We came here to really share the love between us. We were brought here because Swami thinks, he knows that we have an important role to play in his mission. So he has brought us here to prepare us to be better instruments in that divine mission. So you have a very important responsibility. You are not only participants or delegates in this conference, you are representatives of all your brothers and sisters of Zone 4 who couldn't come to this conference. So when you go back to your centers, you will have to share with them the inspiration, the knowledge that you have acquired, the things that you have learned. In this life, we have 2 goals. Usually it is said that we have one goal, to realize our real self, our identity. But this is only one of the goals. The second goal is to help as many people as possible to advance in this spiritual awakening. If we only work for the one goal, for our own awakening, it's like trying to walk with one leg. We will not advance. We will only be able to advance when we go with the 2 legs, while we intensify our sadhana, while we put into practice his teachings, his instructions, we help the other people. We share this message with the other people. Listen, who is Sai? Sai is the Atma that is in your heart. Nirakara, for one moment, came as Sakara and took a form and a name to help us understand the eternal message. But this divine being is all the time present. Is all the time, he's here now, he's by my side, below me, above me, in my heart, and around each one of you now, and the heart of each one of you. Many people think that Swami left his physical body and he's no more. This is not right. If you think that, you never understood who Swami is. Swami is here as much as he was when he was in his physical form. Actually, the most important experiences I had with him, the most relevant, it's very bad to say more relevant, one divine experience than the other. But for me, very important experiences happened after he left his physical body. So Swami is all the time with us. The problem is that we don't pay attention. We think that Swami is in the Mahasamadhi in Prasanthi and we need to go there. You are mistaken. Swami, there is only the physical body. The same way that in Shirdi is the physical body of Sathya Sai who was Shirdi at one time. Why do you want to go to Prasanthi and not to Shirdi? Why? In both places are a physical body. But God is all the time, was all the time, and will be all the time everywhere. And He's telling us, I am here. Realize that I am here. Remember me. We have to develop this constant integrated awareness of His presence. We have to live every day in the divine presence of God. When we start in the morning, the first thing we must do is to feel that Swami was sleeping by our side and give a kiss in his cheek and tell him, good morning, Swami. Then we go to wash our teeth, and Swami will be by our side. Then we go to have our breakfast, and we offer our breakfast to him. You say Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, but more important than the prayer, much more important is feeling that he's in front of you, and you tell him, Swami, please, you eat first. And the food becomes prasad. Then you go to work with him. He will tell you, pay attention to your work because everything with Swami has to be excellent. As these conferences, I really want to congratulate the organizers of this conference because since the moment I came here, I felt the harmony, the unity, the love, the perfection that Swami deserves. Everything is just perfect. So you are doing really a good service to Swami. So what I want to tell you is this conference is a conference of love, where Swami brought us to help us realize that He's with us all the time. This is what we need to remember. When we go back to our house after work, we need to spend time with Him, read Sai literature. Remember that He's with you all the time. When you go to sleep, you give a kiss to Him and tell Him, please, Swami, let me have a dream with you tonight. This is to start the day with Sai, spend the day with Sai, fill the day with Sai, and end the day with Sai. This is the practical way. Let me tell you some practical recommendations that Swami gave, and then I will try to share with you some experiences. But before I forget, I will share one experience, if you allow me. I'm really sorry for Narendra, because Narendra have heard so many times this experience is a test for him. One day I will ask him to tell my experiences because he has an incredible memory. I haven't found a human being on this planet with a memory like him, so be careful because he remembers everything. That's why Swami has selected him to be the chair of the international organization. Let me tell you something else before I share this experience. Do you realize that not only you have been called by Swami as his disciples, but he brought you into the organization that he created? It's the first time in all human history that an avatar created an organization. Krishna didn't do it. Rama didn't do it. Buddha didn't do it. It happened after. He didn't create it. No one. Shirdi didn't do it. Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba did it. He created the Seva organization of India. He created the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization. He created the Central Trust, where he was the sole member to manage the ashram. He created special structure for each one of them until his last breath, just a couple of months before he left his physical body. He reviewed our guidelines, and Narendra is a witness to that because he, with Dr. Goldstein, went to meet him and presented the guidelines. And he told me, you remember that the last time Swami spoke very softly. It was very difficult to hear him, to understand what he was saying. But in that interview, he spoke very loud and clear, reviewed every sentence, made corrections, add this, delete that, and blessed them and approved them. So he supported, not only he created this organization, he nurtured this organization, he supported this organization till his last breath. And here we are. We have been called by him. Do you realize how lucky we are? Dear brothers and sisters, we should never, Swami said in one of his birthdays, never leave the Sai organization. Those that leave it are very unfortunate. And he added, don't be unfortunate yourselves. So be very careful. Swami gave me two experiences in this life that are very important. One, he let me know what is death. I was, before I met, may I share another experience? Before I met Swami, I was in the other organization, but I heard about him, and I was thinking, who is the avatar? Is he really an avatar? But I was in another organization, so one night I had a dream. And in the dream, all what I'm going to tell you was part of the dream. In the dream, I was in a room with 6 more people, and suddenly Swami came into the room. And I did like this, and I was surprised at myself, what I'm doing. But it came from my heart. And he started to come, to go around each one of us, and I thought, now I will know if you are an avatar. Because if you are an avatar, I will feel something special. At the moment he came in front of me, I had the most incredible spiritual experience that till today is very difficult to put into words. But I will try. Waves of energy started to come from my feet to my head. But as this energy went up, each part of my body, each cell exploded. You know when you put water to boil and the bubble explodes? Each cell of my body exploded. And when it exploded, I felt Ananda there. I felt bliss. I felt bliss in my toe, in my ankle. In each part of my body was bliss, bliss, bliss. I have no words to describe what is really bliss. I felt it. It's unbelievable. And then, after it went up, it was a second wave. You imagine the time disappeared, like I hope it will disappear here, so I will be able to share everything with you. When the third wave came and reached my here, ankle, no. Ankle? Knee. Thank you. I'm improving my English. When it reached my knee, I lost equilibrium and fell to the floor. And when I fell to the floor, my body was completely dead. But dead. I was fully conscious inside the dead body. I felt that I was inside dead flesh. I couldn't move a hand, I couldn't move my eyes, I couldn't move my lips. My body was dead. And I had the realization of a dead body. It was not that at the night your arm gets numb. It was dead, but I was fully conscious. And Swami ended going through the people and was ready to leave. And while I was lying on the floor, inside the dead body, I screamed, not with words because I was dead, but I screamed, "You are God, you are God, you are God." And Swami stopped, looked at me, came to me, raised my dead body, and gave me 3 kisses in my heart. And not only I woke up, but here I am. I want to share another experience I had after he left his physical body. And then I will try, while they drag me out, some experiences. Swami said that we have to do one step towards him so he can give 10 or 100 towards us. That means to put into practice immediately, implicitly, completely, anything that we have heard that we feel that is good for us, for our spiritual goodness. Okay? So one day, after he left his physical body, I heard something or I read something about Swami, and I said, you are right, Swami, I will put this into practice. When I say yes to Swami, I put it into practice. One day, 40 years ago, or 35 years ago, I went to a meeting with Sai devotees, and we ate so many pastries that we got a pain in our stomach, and I said, we stopped, all of us with pain in the stomach, and I told them, let's not eat any more in a refined sugar or flour. I made that promise. Since that day, I never ate any more refined flour or sugar unless Swami gives it to me. So, when I made the promise to Swami, I make it. It's done. So that day I made the promise, and what happened? When I travel to many places, I carry with me my portable altar. There are these calendars. Many of them have been blessed by Swami, and I always carry them with me. In the ashram, when I go to darshan, I always pay my pranams to the Ganesha statue that is on the way from the garden to the mandir. And I love Ganesha very much. And I love that statue of Ganesha. So I got, one day, I bought in the ashram this. This is a, I don't know in English, directory. You put the name and the telephone number. On one side is Swami, on the other, the Ganesha I loved. One day, I was coming back from India, and I had to put in the screen machine my jacket, where I had all this. And then I put the jacket and I went to the plane. When I was in the plane, I realized that this Ganesh had disappeared. The whole thing was, but Ganesha was not there. I felt so much pain in my heart. I said, my God, because I have an attachment with this. Anyway, it disappeared. A few years later, in the basement of my house, I had photographs of Swami all over my house, also in the basement. Under the photograph of Swami, in the floor was this. It was years later. I went through that place every day because the garage is there where I go to my car. I don't know, thousands of times. Suddenly I saw it. I said, Swami, thank you. And here it was. But no, wait. Didn't finish yet. What happened? A couple of years later, it disappeared again. It disappeared. I don't know how, nowhere. So, well, I said, Swami, you took it to us once, gave it me once, now we took it again. We have to accept his wishes. Well, it came this day when I read that, and I said, promised to Swami I will do it. What happened in that moment? I had this, and some days, especially when I travel, I give one kiss to each one. No, like kissing Swami. And when I reach this one, I kiss this, and in the middle of the air, in the air, I saw energy, and suddenly the energy appeared Ganesha. And not only appeared Ganesha, and I saw, usually you don't see the materializations, but I saw it appearing from the thin air. Not only that, it went up. Instead of falling, it went up and got stuck. I didn't put any glue. It got stuck by Swami. You understand? This one, no, but this one, this is Swami. And this happened many years after he left his physical body. And I can tell you many experiences like this, and even more important that happened to me after he left his physical body. Dear brothers and sisters, before, I brought these papers here because I wanted to share with you so many things. And I have written 45. I forgot most of the experiences that Swami gave me since I met him for the first time. But one day I started to write them down, and I wrote 45. Now there are 46. Out of those, I selected 18 to share with you, which I will not be able to share. But believe me, when you give yourself to Swami, Swami gives himself to you. And your life is filled with his divine presence, and you start living in that Sai miracle. And the biggest miracle of Swami is you, each one of you. We need to realize that we are his biggest miracle. We exist. Swami is in our hearts. He wants us to awake and realize that not only he's here, he's me. This duality, we are still worshipping an image. We want to do pilgrimage to Prashanti or to any other place. And we don't realize we're like children, playing with toys. He's waiting for us to grow in our understanding and realize his eternal presence in our hearts. And realize that not only he's in our hearts, but this Sai that is in my heart is really me. It's my real identity. Now 1 minute. Thank you. So dear brothers and sisters, let me just share a couple of recommendations. This conference is about, I don't remember the name, Celebrating Life with Swami. We'll be able to celebrate life with Swami when we behave like Swami expects from us. I will be more happy each day because Swami will be more happy each day. So my recommendation is this. As one day I said I will not eat any more refined flour and sugar, I hope once you hear this, you will do the same promise within yourselves. And Swami says once you give the promise, it's better to lose your life than to break your word. So, from today onwards, don't get angry again. Never again. If you get angry, you are angry with Swami. Because whatever happens, Swami has sent it to you for your good. When you get angry, you spoil your blood, your aura, and you are telling him that he's mistaken. Don't get angry again. Second, don't ever criticize another human being. Not in word, not in thought, not in feeling. For two reasons. One is when you criticize another person, you irradiate a negative action, will become as bad karma to you. And the second reason that Narendra has taught me is that Swami says that when we criticize another person, we took his bad karma and we gave him our good karma. It's an incredible bad trade, right? Why are we going to give away our good karma? Don't ever criticize another human being. Remember Swami all the time. My advice is this: less Netflix, more Sai. Okay? To put it in simple words. Dear brothers and sisters, I'm very happy of being here. I'm very sad because I want to share with you so many experiences. Swami will provide some time, but what I want to tell you is that we are all so lucky, very, very lucky. Let's take this opportunity of being born with Swami, of being in the organization he created. This organization has not been created by a human being, it has been created by God. For one reason we are in this organization is for our good. The angels from the highest plane envy the luck we have. So dear brothers and sisters, enjoy this life, enjoy this conference, enjoy the love of Swami. Jai Sai Ram.